abide with me. Fast falls the eventide. The darkness deepens. Lord, with me abide. When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. That's a good hymn, isn't it, Scruff? Very powerful words they are.
When everything else falls away, God is with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, always. In the good times, in the bad times, in all the ups and downs of life, Scruff. In the cloud, in the sunshine, in the storms, and in the rainbows. God is there, Scruff. God is always there. And it's good to remember that. Remembering is important, isn't it?
What's your earliest memory, Dad?
Mine? Oh, let me think. I'm not sure. Well, I remember when I was very, very small, not much more than a baby, really. I remember sitting in a double-seated pram with my twin brother. I just remember it very vaguely, but it's still there at the back of my mind.
You've a long memory, Dad. 80 years ago that was.
Oh, no, Scruff, it was not 80 years ago at all. Nothing like that. I was wondering how long it would be before you started teasing me with your terrible sense of humour.
Every day, if I get the chance.
Yes, very funny. But what's your earliest memory, Scruff, I wonder?
When you and Mum picked me up from the kennels. That was a happy memory.
Oh, yes, I remember that really well. We chose you, didn't we, over that big Great Dane. I'm glad we chose you, though, Scruff. You're easier to maintain. You really are. Easier to look after. Easier to handle. I couldn't manage a slobbery Great Dane. No way could I do that. I could do with you being a little bit more helpful around the house, though, I have to say. Yes, I could do, Scruff. Helping with putting your toys away, maybe, or even doing some vacuuming occasionally. That would be good.
Dad, I'm a dog. Haven't you noticed? Dogs don't do housework.
Well, I should have trained you better, shouldn't I, Scruff? I really should. You have it too easy. You really do. I'll tell you what, though. Remembering is important. Just the act of remembering. Even if you never remember to wash up or to do the vacuuming, remembering is important, especially at this time of the year.
Yes, Remembrance Day, Remembrance Sunday.
That's right, yes. Remembering those who have lost their lives through those 2 world wars. Communities torn apart, people hurt. The violence of those times. We must never forget that.
World War I, 1914 to 1918.
Yes, and at 11 o'clock in the morning of Sunday the 11th of November, the guns fell silent and people stopped fighting. That was Armistice Day. And every year after that, all those soldiers are remembered on the 11th of November, Remembrance Day.
At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them. We will definitely remember them. And people wear poppies, just like I'm wearing today, Scruff, as a reminder of that time, of the flowers that grew in those old battlefields after the war. And they sing hymns and they say prayers and they have a 2-minute silence as well. Hundreds, thousands, millions of people across the world meet to remember, because it's important to pause and to stop and to think and to pray and to remember.
It hasn't stopped, has it, Dad? War, I mean, people being horrible to each other.
No, Scruff, it carries on, it really does. After that First World War, just a couple of decades or so after that, then there was the Second World War, and then more conflicts ever since then, every day, even today. So it's important to remember and never to forget.
Dad, what can I do to help us remember?
Well, I'll tell you what, Scruff. Why not play the last post? That would be good, wouldn't it? I know that you can play the cornet. That would be absolutely fantastic and a great tribute to the millions of people who have died and those who still suffer today as well. Let's never forget what they've done for us and those who still work for peace, even today, and all those who live and hope and pray for a better world. Scruff, all we can do is to plan and to pray for a world where there is peace and justice and love and hope. And we pray that all those things will overcome violence and injustice and hatred and despair. It's in your paws, Scruff, and in all of our hands to make the world better, to make the world a better place. You and me and everyone, we can all do it together. Come on then, let's hear you play, Scruff. Let's hear you play this music, The Last Post. Here we go.